that's over, Anton. Let's try and do this in a kind of retrospective way. I don't suppose hopes were very high before, but Russia's got a lot out of this, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely got a massively unexpected result. We got to way further than we were expecting, and I think although we've lost now, I think people are still jubilant that we've actually achieved the result that we have.
Interesting, you know, people's take on Russians, the kind of stereotypes when people came over here. I certainly have been very surprised by the kind of warmth of the people. You've lived in Britain, you went to school in Britain, you are a Russian. I mean, put the record straight, this is the way it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, on the whole, people are very, very friendly, and I think that a lot of people have realised that, having come to Russia and seen the World Cup, the ones that have actually come and realised, like yourself, Russian people are very welcoming. They might be a bit frosty at first, but it only lasts a few seconds, and then after that they are very much friendly and sportsmanlike, etc.
Yeah, I mean, for my initial kind of, not suspicion, but you know, it feels now that from the sort of Soviet past, that things have changed and people have got a lot of room to manoeuvre now. Is that the way it is in Russia?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, well, obviously we've had only about 25-30 years to actually change over, to get used to the new regime and being a democratic country, capitalist, etc. And people are still getting the feel for it, but it's getting more and more, people are getting more and more used to it, and it's changing massively by the day for the better. So
yeah, I mean, we compare it with, you know, countries that have got a sort of, you know, like capitalist, you know, as you put it earlier, 400 years, but in 30 years things are really moving on here, right?
Yeah, definitely. And there's, you know, there's small businesses popping up all over the place. There's people are opening their eyes to different ideas. It's changing very quickly and for the better, I think.
Yeah, and not a bad way to greet a defeat. I mean, it's not been a defeat, so they've done really well, the team, but a live band bursting into the bar and playing, it was quite something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice way to celebrate that you realise that Russian people are actually very friendly, and yeah, well, obviously after the defeat, the response was to have a live band burst into the place and play jazz music, and everybody 5 minutes after the end of the game was having a great time, and well, and you can see people are cheering now.
Yeah. And as a Russian who knows the West very well, what do you think, how's your country kind of portrayed itself to the West, where people really didn't look in beyond the borders, did they, before? What is Russia going, do you think?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think it just creates a more positive atmosphere and lets people have a look inside Russia and maybe understand it a little bit more. If you came, that's awesome, and you obviously you get to see it firsthand. But even if not, then you hear from your friends, you see in the media what it's actually like, and it's somewhat different to what a lot of people believe it is, I think. So it's a positive thing.
Well, you see it now, isn't it? It is changing very quickly. We can see that everywhere. I mean, the nightlife, etc., is very reminiscent of the West. Is that you know, something which is the way you see it moving, and the change will come very quickly?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we have craft beer places springing up all over the place. We have bars. Young people are getting involved in business and starting new bars, and restaurants are amazing. It's changing very quickly, and it's improving, and it's getting more westernized, but it still has a Russian flavor.
Top man.